In this morning's Money Watch, found money. Forget the loose change floating around in your pocket or in the seams of your couch. You may just have a bunch of cash you don't even know about. CBS News business and economics correspondent Rebecca Jarvis is here with tips on how you can find some of that money that might be out there.
Yeah, and there's a lot of it. About $1 billion plus is out there that we have just not claimed as consumers.
And I guess first and foremost would be of the 157 banks that went under last year. If you were one of those people that banked at those banks, there could be some money left over for you.
Yeah, and the FDIC is the body that oversees all of this. So the FDIC.gov website, if you go there and then you search unclaimed funds, you can find out whether or not the bank that you banked with that went under has some unclaimed funds. Perhaps you had an open bank account when they went under. They will send you those funds in the mail if your bank went under.
Savings bonds have always been popular. A little more popular, I think, when we were younger. But if you happen to come upon one of these savings bonds that have been hiding in a drawer for years.
Right, and maybe you don't even know. Maybe you think, well, I remember my grandparents gave me that. I mean, my grandparents gave them to me when I was a baby, and I don't necessarily have the paper lying around, but if you go to treasuryhunt.gov, you can find out whether or not you have a U.S. savings bond in your name that is uncashed. They send out about 25,000 of them a year that go unreturned, so they go undelivered.
Okay, so everybody, they'd like you to pay taxes. Some people don't. And Uncle Sam, of course, will track you down. Let's flip the coin there for a second. Let's say Uncle Sam actually owes you money. They don't necessarily pick up the phone to call. It's up to you.
It's such a good point. IRS.gov is the IRS website. You can look for where's my refund. If you think that perhaps you are owed a refund from the IRS, like you said, they're not going to pick up the phone and call you, but there's more than $1 billion in unclaimed refunds out there, so you want to check the website to see perhaps yours is one of them.
Be nice to get that phone call. You know what? We did a reverse audit. We actually owe you money.
That's right. But I mean, the reality is people move, they change addresses, maybe they filed late. That's when in many cases you get an unclaimed refund. And if you go to the IRS website, you'll find it.
You talk about unclaimed property here. What exactly are we talking about?
So unclaimed property is everything from an escrow account to something that you paid on the utility. For example, you had to put down a safety deposit, to an uncashed paycheck, to stocks, to bonds. There's multiple forms of unclaimed money out there, literally billions of dollars. And if you want to find yours, there's two great websites, and we've talked about them here on the program before, unclaimed.org and missingmoney.com. About 1 in 8 of us have some sort of unclaimed money out there, and the average number that people get back when they go to these websites is $1,000.
Wow.
And we've done it here before at CBS. People have found a lot of money.
That is a lot of money that's out there. Now, of course, it sounds easy to go to these websites and to see if you do have some money to be claimed, but there are some caveats here as well. You have to be careful with what information you disseminate to some of these websites.
You have to be very careful. And not only that, you have to be careful about which websites you work with. These are strong websites. These have been vetted. We've looked at them. Never, ever, ever pay somebody to find missing money for you. You don't have to do it. On top of that, don't give out personal information to unknown sources. And lastly, with all of these websites, you can check them frequently because they update with information.
All right, Rebecca Jarvis, thank you very much.
Thanks, Chris.